this is the testimony is this: God has given us eternal life, and this life is in his Son, and the one who has the Son has the life. The one who does not have the Son of God does not have the life. And, I was listening to a guy, I couldn't tell you his name, had something on in the background. Good interview. Dude's from Africa. I think lives over around Virginia now. Was talking about some different experiences he had because you become a Christian in Africa. The supernatural is a very real thing. And he was talking about kingdom. He was talking about dominion. He was talking about authority. He said one of the things they don't teach in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He said the word of faith movement. And don't get me wrong, I learned a lot of good things in the word of faith movement, and had to unlearn a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, if all you do is claim, 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 and you're going to expect instant victory every time, whenever there's a situation, then God will never perfect you into what he's called you to be.
Mm. Yeah.
He said, that's unpopular. There's, like you said earlier in the last episode, where does it say that you're going to like it? Where does it say that that's going to feel good?
Right. Right. Yeah. We know that we're in him and he is in us because he has given us his spirit,
Mm-hmm.
not because the day is good. So yeah, we really need to get away from the feel good gospel,
Yeah.
in which there are parts. I mean, there's a lot of the gospel that'll make you jump and shout and hoot and holler.
Man, if you have a prayer that's an earnest prayer that gets answered,
Yeah,
if you
blow the
don't
roof
jump and
off.
if you don't jump and shout, then I
Yeah,
kind of question it.
yeah.
Sometimes you might just be breaking down over relief. I get that, but
But
if you don't even bother to give thanks when a prayer is answered, yeah, I don't know what to do with you. We ain't hanging out in the same company.
but
So there is rejoicing, but
when your day is gone bad and everything's gone to hell in a handbasket and you got your head in your hands and you're bawling and now you're wanting to blame God, uh, that's a different story.
yeah,
That's a different place. And that's really that's when your spiritual oil light has come on
yeah,
and your engine lights on and saying, hey, we got problems. And that's really when we need to be calling on the name of the Lord. That's when we really need to be, seeking shelter beneath His wings and all that stuff that we read in the Psalms and whatever it takes for you to get in that place too. That's where God tests your mettle right there. That's where He sees just how well iron has been sharpened by other iron is in those hard days. Because the only easy day was yesterday, and He'll put you in a situation real quick to bring that point home. And He does it for our own good. That's what's hard to understand. He does it for
hmm
our own good, and for His glory. I don't understand that.
well,
Um,
I
not
think
not for your punishment, uh, but for your good, your own good, and His glory. I don't know that.
I think it has a lot to do with same concept of developing muscle memory, of developing muscles.
Yeah,
It's the no pain, no gain. The thing is, you're being shaped into something greater than
yeah,
what you are right now, and it's just not going to be a process in any kind of shaping. Uh, Even if it's something as simple as a cowboy hat. You ever seen somebody get their cowboy hat shaped? I don't know, they used to do it at the state fair. And if you ever seen any videos where they make the Stetsons and stuff down in Texas, um, man, they'll take the felt and all that, but then what are they doing? They're applying
mm-hmm.
steam and pressure. And now the harder things are, the more heat and more pressure you're adding. You get the metal,
Yeah,
they're stamping that sucker. It reminds me of Philippians 2:8, talking about Jesus, Paul is. And being found in human form, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. There's nothing feel good about that.
Was talking about the crucifixion yesterday, as a matter of fact, and one thing that impressed upon me, and I had never thought about this, it never occurred to me before. Um, but everything about the crucifixion, everything about the death of Jesus on the cross was predestined. It was foreordained. It was from from the from the time that God spoke creation into existence. He knew there was going to be the cross. Um, so, with that in mind, that means that, man, by the time we see the crucifixion, the Romans had perfected crucifixion. They had it down to a science. They knew how long it should take you to die on a cross. They know how to make it last longer. They knew how to speed it up. They had it perfected. So God had put the Romans in place and allowed crucifixion to be perfected for that one day, for his son to hang on a cross. And that just really laid hard on my spirit yesterday, thinking about all that, and how God uses the things that are not sightly, that are not very nice to look at
Hmm.
sometimes, and he still uses that horrible stuff. And and of course, God doesn't plan anything because he knows everything from the instant uh, that he knows it. But I just have to think that the Romans were probably going to do that anyway, uh,
Yeah.
and he was able to, he uses that for his glory.
Yeah.
One of the most horrible things on the planet. So I always say that because I have to remind myself, when my day is going horrible, when my week is going horribly wrong, and everything is coming down and crushing me under its weight, I have to remind myself that it's not God punishing me. It's God
Hmm.
perfecting me, and that's a hard concept to grasp hold of sometimes.